9. Yes. "Oh, love!" cries the man, wrapping his youngest daughter in a bear hug, a sob, yelp, laugh choking from his chest. Yes! Her boyfriend asked her to marry him. The man likes him, is friends with him even, respects him, admires his DIY skills, his engineering degree, his low-key, good-natured care for his little girl. He walks her to her car and waves until she is out of the cul-de-sac and out of sight. Yes, he repeats, and prays. It will be better this time. She will be okay. The man sits at his bureau, picks up the hand-addressed envelope on the top of the pile of what he calls his correspondence, and slits it open with a flourish. The letter is from a social worker specialising in reuniting adopted children with their birth parents, inviting him to a meeting with the son he fathered aged 19. So, he thinks, finally, his thumbnail digging into the soft flesh of the pad of his ring finger. Yes, he writes, I would be willing. When they meet, his son is at once familiar and unrecognisably strange. His own seed cultivated in a stranger's soil. He is braced for anger, blame, what he would feel and do were he the son of himself, the absent father, but finds something altogether more open-hearted. The phone rings. It is his son, his actual son, the one he raised, loved, admired, and then fell out with, the one for whom a looped internal monologue runs, urging him to settle down, get a proper job, marry, see sense, accept God. It's a brief call. His son is having counselling, wants to meet for dinner to clear the air. Yes, he says. Of course. A few days later, he is sitting opposite his boy, a plate of char-grilled lamb ribs between them, first talking and then listening. It is the beginning of a long, slow reconciliation that broadens into a lasting friendship, its workaday cloth studded with moments of true intimacy. His son writes him a song, and the man listens. Critical, but moved. His eldest daughter's car pulls up on the drive and the 3 grandchildren spill out, clambering all over him, hugging and kissing him hello, climbing in and out of the caravan he's preparing for their holiday, arguing over who will sleep where. She stays for lunch, tense beneath her bright smiles, and then escapes for the long weekend. On the way out, she asks her father if he can come over the next weekend to help assemble wardrobes and stay for dinner. Yes, he says. I'd love to. Their uneasy truce holding. He hooks up the caravan, feeling fit and strong, loads the kids into the back and drives cautiously to a field where he enjoys the labour of levelling the 4 corners, collecting the water, connecting gas and electric. Then he plays with the children, while his wife cooks dinner on the tiny stove. It is under the fall of rain on the caravan's thin tin roof that the man's best self emerges. His bone-dry humour whittling slow, cosy evenings into happy times. Come on, dip it down, in the water, skinny diving, to my blurry world, dolphin, let's stick and skin. Afloat on the sea of green, hope we are happy alone. With teacups and roll-ups and heat from the gas-burning stove. Afloat on the sea of green, hope we are happy alone. So come for a walk with me. Come to the
place we know. Come on, dip your toes in the water, skinny dive in to my blurry world of elastic and skin. Oh, we've been tried and survived, made something of nothing. Dip your toes in the water, dive in. Now we have withstood one or two of the heavier blows, while others better suited, better looking, more able were thrown. And if I should have untied you, I could not let you go. 'Cause this history means too much to me. Yeah, it means too much to me. Come on, dip your toes in the water, skinny dive in to my blurry world of elastic and skin. Oh, we've been tried and survived, made something of nothing. Dip your toes in the water, dive in. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. Yeah, you know what it's like. Come on, dip your toes in the water, skinny dive in to my blurry world of elastic and skin. Oh, we've been tried and survived, made something of nothing. Found a place to let these noisy heads begin to unwind. Found a place to rest these noisy heads in peace.
Weight. A heaviness grows on the man like weeds on a boat's hull. At first, he notices a slight torpor, a fractional increase in the effort needed to make tea, brush teeth, talk on the phone. Then, an irrepressible need for an afternoon doze in his late mother's reupholstered, high-backed armchair. Blood tests show an excess of white blood cells, for which the only remedy is to sit and wait. He continues about his business, the familiar rhythms of his life more or less undisturbed, only his wife in the know, the pressure of her slowly building anxiety incomprehensible to his children. Free of the asthma that had plagued him as a child and sensing a dwindling of opportunity, he begins to train for a half marathon, navigating the village in ancient unbranded trainers and a high-vis vest.
Slap, 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 slap. In a high-vis vest, you can never be too careful. In a high-vis vest, he enjoys the slap. Tarmac in his best, monster sparks, red flash, cuts a dash, looking back. Biscuits, donuts, puddings, custard, schoolboy food, and English mustard. Supermarket stubbies by British French teas, foggy days when there is absolutely no breeze. Just stillness and quiet. Muffled bird song days alone, no mobile phone, playing guitar, working from home, watching his daughter's kids get grown. In a high-vis vest, you can never be too careful. In a high-vis vest, he enjoys the slap. Tarmac in his best, marks and sparks, red flash, cuts a dash, looking back. The windows open and the heating on. the cold of the pillow. Summer sun, his blue clothes, his wife's legs, his brown shoes, his white vest, his Casio F91, being free of asthma, being able to run to Vivaldi, Grisham, O'Brien, Telly, the Queen's Speech, and Tom and Jerry, Black and Decker, Our All Die, being long-winded, being right, the right tool for the right job, the right word for the right job, the right to detest wine snobs, the right to worship his God in a high-vis vest. You can never be too careful in a high-vis vest. He enjoys the slap tarmac in his vest, marks the sparks, red flash, cuts a dash in a high-vis vest. You can never be too careful in a high-vis vest. He enjoys the slap of tarmac in his vest, marks the sparks, red flash, cuts a dash, looking back. His oldest at the table making drawers blue and yellow, his middle at the piano and his youngest at the cello, his wife by his side and his mother on the phone, being a modest family man in a modest family home. Back when it was just enough that he cared, back when it was just enough to have been spared from his own hand, when he believed in purpose and plan. The years he and his daughter were one, the summers that he spent with his mum, the weekend he spent with his son, endings where justice is done in a high-vis vest. You can never be too careful in a high-vis vest. In a high-vis vest. In a high-vis vest. You can never be too careful in a high-vis vest. In a high-vis vest.
On the weekend of his 70th birthday, he runs the race with his eldest daughter, blown round the course by the cheers of his family and his worried wife. Shortly afterwards, the man is diagnosed with cancer of the blood. He composes a careful email to each of his children and fields their instant return calls, discomfited but gratified. He takes one last holiday in the sun and begins chemotherapy. Remembering his father's example, the man is stoic, courteous through torrid, nauseous swells of ever more invasive treatments. His third round of therapy is too close to kill or cure to be endured more than once. He is transferred to a hospice, where his imminent death is not fought but made comfortable. The man hangs on for a final Christmas, still able to take pleasure in the gentle procession of short visits. In quieter moments, his day of judgment looms, an unpaid bill he is unsure of being able to settle. The day after Boxing Day, his discomfort becomes intolerable. Despite a raging thirst, he chokes on even the smallest amount of water, sucked from a tiny sponge. That night, his son takes his turn trying to settle his father. The faded blue eyes are open but unseeing before an instant of recognition lights up the man's face, and he gifts his son a broad smile, saying quietly that he will miss him. In the morning, the man croaks his request for privacy and the nurses shoo the adult children from the room. He is sedated, and his heart and breath race. Huge lungfuls of air sucked into a body that subsides with excruciating slowness. And then, on the morning of the first day of the new year, cradled in the arms of his wife of 44 years, he is released and sinks. Quietly, gently, below the waterline.
I want the last of your heat while you're warm. I sometimes wish I had given you more. Light any anger, darkness unfold. on the last of your heat while you walk. I have relied on you, body and soul. How to survive, how to be alone. I am an island turned dark to the bone. How to survive, how to be alone. Now death is comfort, go, 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 let go. How to survive, how to be alone. I am an island turned dark to the bone. Go, go, let go, go, let go. Go, go, let go, go, let go.
11. My two dads. Though the man had few friends, the larger of the two village churches is packed. A handful of burly builders wedged between evangelical Christians, elderly village ladies, and a dazed, extended family. At the wake, the man's first son shows his taller, younger half-brother a small black and white picture taken just before he was conceived, its edges curled and grubby from years of handling. In it, a beautiful young man lounges arrogantly in an armchair, cigarette smouldering, a comma of dark hair on his high forehead. The two men have had two different fathers. The volatile, charismatic, absent version in the photograph, cocooned by decades of self-discipline into the awkward, sensitive, ever-present dad who had just died.
Beautiful, slouch so low, cigarette dangling, taken years ago. So different from the man I knew, so poise and attitude buried years ago. Paper is strong when you pull it, but it tears so easily. Paper is strong when you pull it, but it tears so easily. from longest night 1000. Megawatt smile, gone, it never goes. Memory song is a bullet I embrace so easily. Paper is strong when you pull it, but it tears so easily. Memory song is a bullet I embrace so easily. Paper is strong when you pull it, but it tears so easily.
"12. And so on, and then so on." The man's son and his mother are sat on the floor of the garage cum study, sorting through boxes. His father's absence an insistent, dissonant presence. In an old biscuit tin, among countless tools, screws, washers, tubes of glue and tins of paint, he finds an antique Rolex watch. Broken, scratched, and without its strap. His mother thinks it belonged to his granddad, who died before he was born. He puts it in his pocket and resolves to find out more. The man's son's new job leaves part of every day free for making music. Settling in, trawling the work intranet, he comes across the offer of a subscription to an app teaching meditation. Curious, he downloads, watches the introductory animation, and braves 10 minutes of silence, alone with his bruised and anxious mind. The app offers gold stars for consecutive days of practice, and by the time his profile shows a run streak of 30 days, he is hooked. Getting up early every morning to salve his busy brain with a few precious moments of quiet self-observation, breath deep and steady. Imperceptibly, irresistibly, some of the rigidities of his childhood begin to unwind, and a new equilibrium emerges. Major root transforming minor key. No part of his life is left untouched, no part more deeply affected than his capacity for intimacy. One afternoon, instead of practicing, he surprises himself by looking at engagement rings online. His much-loved piano left temporarily silent. He becomes a minor expert in the nuances of cut, clarity, colour and settings, and begins to save. The man and his girlfriend find a house round the corner from their flat and make an offer, spying on the incumbents from their kitchen window. A package arrives from overseas which he refuses to explain and hides in a cupboard. He plans an elaborate alfresco meal, but when the moment arrives, moonlit cops, yes, bubbles, tick, handmade book, celebrating her quirks, absolutely, the evening air heavy with expectation, he can't bring himself to ask. He takes the package with him one evening in anticipation of a romantic cycle home along the river, but loses his nerve. Finally, the weekend before the move, after breakfast with friends, the couple go back to bed and the man offers an unconventional proposal, giving his girlfriend the package, still in the courier's plastic, to unwrap. She pulls the ring from the box within a box within a box and accepts. The Asher-cut diamond held hopefully in its rose gold setting. The couple renovate their house, painting and sanding and digging and cladding until the brick box is transformed into their home, a studio full of instruments sat scarcely believed in the back garden. The wedding is planned. Invitations are sent. A new song written and rehearsed. Precautions, once carefully enforced, are relaxed. The night before the ceremony, the man's fiancée's period is a day late. "Shall I pee on the stick?" she calls from the bathroom. There is a pause, and seconds pass.